Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about resource allocation graph. So it is the graph which helps to tell about whether deadlock will occur or not. So we can check it easily with the help of this graph. So let us see what is this graph, and this graph consists of set of vertices and edges, and the vertices which are nothing but the process and the resources, edges which are nothing but whether it is process is requesting any of the resources and the resources has been allotted already or not. That is what edges. Okay. So here we have process set as P1, P2, Pn and resources set as R1, R2, Rm. So whenever if there is any directed edge from the process to resource, any one of the process to resource, it is nothing but request edge. And if there is any edge from resource to process, which is nothing but assignment edge. So the meaning of this edge is the process is requesting for this resources, and the meaning of this edge is the resources which is already allocated to the particular process. So this is what assignment edge, and this one is request edge. So let us see how we have to draw the resource allocation graph. So we need to represent each and every process with the circle and all the resources which is represented with the square. And inside this square we have some dots, and all these dots which are nothing but number of instances of that resource type. Say for example, the R1 resource has only one type, I mean one number of instances we have under this R1 type, and this R3 resource has one number of instance, which means only one resource we have under this type R3. We have two number of copies of this type resource R2. We have three number of copies of this resource type R4. So like this number of copies or the instances of the same type of resource has been mentioned with the help of dots in the square. Now we have edges. So how many number of how many number of edges we have, and we may have the request edge and also the assignment edge. So request edge is nothing but whenever there is a directed edge from the process to resource, which is nothing but request edge, and if there is edge from resource to process is nothing but assignment edge, which means this particular resource has been already allocated to process P2, but P1 is requesting for resource R1. Okay, and P2 is requesting for resource R3, but R3 has been already allocated to process P3, and P1 is already got the one of the copy of the resource type R2, and P2 is also been allocated with one of the type of resource type R2, right? So this is we have this resources, but it is not been allocated or it is not requested by any of the process. So here we can check it easily with the help of this graph whether we get the deadlock or not. So here we will not get the deadlock because there is no cycle exist in this graph. So here P1 is requesting for resource R1, but R1 is already allocated to P2. P2 is again requesting for R3. R3 has been already allocated to P3. Here P1 is actually allocated with the resource R2, and R2 has also been given to process P2. So once this particular process completes its operation, this resources will be released. So it has been given to process P2, and finally it will use the resources and it will release these two resources, both R2 and R3, and afterwards it will also release this R1, so that will be given to P1. So this will not give you the deadlock state. This particular requesting resources and the resources that has been already allocated. So this by this graph we can understand it will not give you the deadlock state. So still the system is in safe state. Okay. And the next diagram we will discuss about the how we are getting the deadlock. So it is one of the example for the deadlock occurrence. So if you look at this, we have again three process P1, P2, P3, and the number of resources are R1, R2, R3 and R4. Okay. So it is very similar to the previous graph, but the only difference is we have one more edge from P3 to R2, which is not available in the previous graph. So if you look at this, what happens here, P1 is requesting for R1 and R1 is already allocated to P2. P2 is requesting for R3 and it has been already allocated to P3. P3 is again requesting for R2, but R2 has two instances, but both the instances has been allocated to P1 and P2 respectively. So what happens here? It forms a cycle. It forms a cycle. So if you look at this, P1 is requesting for P2 and P2 is requesting for P1 is waiting for P2, P2 is waiting for P3, but P3 is waiting for P1 or P2, right? P3 is waiting for either P1 or P2 because it has two instances. This particular resource R2 has two instances. So one, it has been already allocated to P1 and another one is given to P2. So it is actually waiting for both the process. If any one of the process released this resources, then it will get it. It will get it, right? But only after the completion of P3, P2 can get the resource and afterwards P1 can get the resource. So it will not release until the completion of the P3 process. So it forms a cycle and it is nothing but the deadlock. So this particular resource allocation graph will leads to deadlock. Okay, here we have actually two cycles. If you look at this, P1 is waiting for P2, P2 is also waiting for P3 and P3 is waiting for P1. Okay, and another one, P2 is waiting for P3, P3 is waiting for P2. It is also one cycle. So two cycle exist here, so obviously it will lead to deadlock. Okay, and another one, it's the last one. So here if you look at this, it does not mean if there is cycle exist in the graph, then obviously it will lead to deadlock. It does not mean that. It may or may not lead to deadlock. So let us see how it will happen. Resource allocation graph with the cycle but no deadlock. It may also happen. So let us see. So here we have 4 number of process P1 to P4 and we have only 2 resources and 2 resources has 2 instances each. R1 has 2 instances and R2 has 2 instances. So now one of the instance of type resource R2 has been allotted to P1. P1 is not requesting anything, right? And P2, it is allotted with the resource type R1. P3 is also allotted with the resource type R1. And P4, it is actually resource, it has one of the resource type R2, isn't it? So we have one more edge from P1 to R1. Okay. So if you look at this resource allocation graph, we have cycle. How it forms a cycle? P1 is requesting for resource type R1, but both the instance already allocated to P2 and P3. But P3 is requesting for the resource type R2, and here also R2, one of the R2 has been allocated to P1 and one has been allocated to P4. It forms the cycle, right? So it forms the cycle. So we are getting one cycle here. P1 is waiting for P3 and P3 is waiting for P1. It forms cycle. But even though we cannot say that it leads to deadlock, because we have actually 2 instances for the type resource type R1 and also we have 2 instances for the resource type R2. So one of the instance already allocated to P2. If P2 process has released this one of the instance of resource type R1, so what happens? It will be allocated to P1. In the same way, if P4 process released this one of the instance of this type R2, then it will be allocated to P3. So it will not lead to deadlock. So no deadlock will be occurred in this resource allocation graph. Okay, can you understand? So how we are not getting deadlock? Even if the cycle exists in the graph, we cannot say that the deadlock will occur, because if you have more number of instances of the resource type, then we can say the deadlock will not occur in the system. So this is what, even if you get cycle in the graph, it does not mean it will lead to deadlock. It may or may not lead to deadlock. Okay, thank you.